Basketball I have returned with more information than before. And again, I'm happy to be here with you, giving you what you need, guaranteed to succeed in the gym every day for the game that you love to play. So you know what to do. Basketball go ahead and like it a little bit, comment a little bit, might even subscribe a little bit. We love when the community grows because then it starts a conversation and it can help those who are in need of more information. All right, so what I want you to understand is basketball is easy, and I'm here to give you a cheat code about basketball. Basketball is the same thing over and over and over, and I could keep going all day long, but I need you to understand that every scenario that you're going to see in basketball is going to be exactly the same. No team or coach does this magical thing that you have never seen before. Now, it's up to you to watch basketball, play basketball, and understand the game. If you don't understand those different things, or at least those top three things, you are going to struggle a lot because everything is going to seem new and different to you. So, with that being said, I'm here to let you know the cheat codes to basketball. So now that we're on the subject of giving you all the cheat codes to basketball, go ahead and get your pen and pad and go ahead and write down these things, okay? Because these are things that you can look up on YouTube and visually see them so you can then process it when you see it visually while playing. Okay, first we're going to go over defenses. There are only a certain amount of defenses that a coach can do on the floor. So, for instance, what's the one that you see all the time? Well, it's going to be your man and you, right? So man-to-man defense. In this defense, each player guards an assigned player, and players closely defend each other, trying to deny them the open shot or make it difficult for you to receive a pass. So you've seen that before. That's probably what you see when you first start playing basketball. And pretty much anytime you go anywhere else, whether it's the park, an open gym, or you're playing with your friends, it's going to be man-to-man defense. So you see this defense all the time. Now, there's something you may see also when you're young, and this is because kids don't know how to play defense. So they like to teach kids to just be in a spot and move to certain areas. And this would be zone defense. Now, you're going to see this one all through your basketball career as well. And it's typically used to stop teams that are really good at penetrating. Also, teams that can move without the ball a little bit because that cut during the middle of the floor or back doors and different movement can cause you to lose a game because those are quick little points that add up over time. And sometimes it's getting teams to force them into bad shots. So the team may be able to shoot, but if you can zone them a certain way, they may get it to the wrong person, and that person can't shoot, but he is going to shoot because he's wide open, and it's for a reason. So hopefully you're not that person. Now, there are different zone defenses that you will see. Now, there's the 2-3, there's 3-2, and then there's 1-3-1. And that's just really to disrupt passing lanes and some other things when they start switching from the 2-3. Now, there's other little adjustments that are made in zones. We're not going to get technical on that. I'm just giving you the short end of what it really is, okay? Then you have a press defense, and the press defense is aggressive. When teams aren't big and they're very guard heavy, expect to be pressed, okay? This is going to happen quite a bit, again, in your career, especially if you're a team that can't dribble, right? So if you can't handle pressure, you're not very good at dribbling, the team is probably going to press you. A lot of the different presses, they vary as well, but let's just stick with the basics. You're going to see a man-to-man press, and you'll probably see something along the lines of a 2-2-1 or maybe a 1-2-2. Okay, not going to get to the breakdown of what they do and how they do it. That'll be another video for another time, but just understand what those presses look like, how you can break them, and what is the reason of why they're pressing you. Are they down? Is that how they're going to compete the whole game? Are they undersized? Is there a lack of understanding in their own press somewhere to where you can break it consistently every time? All these things have to be taken into consideration, because basically it is to intensify the pressure, to basically trap the ball in some way, and it's just to create fast break opportunities so they don't have to go up against you guys one-on-one, and to force turnovers, obviously. So just keep that in mind, okay, when doing this. Now, speaking of trapping, that is something that is also a defensive tactic in the half court. Sometimes teams wait for you. So it'll be two guards waiting for you. One will pick you up, try to press you to a certain side to get you to turn your body. The next thing you know, you're in panic mode. Somebody call 911. Yeah, you're going to be in trouble. There's definitely going to be an emergency and you're going to be sweating. I need you to understand how to recognize this. And remember, teams switch up things. So sometimes it looks like a man, and then you go into it full speed, not knowing what you're going to do, and then boom, you've turned the ball over. Now, other teams will kind of switch defenses. So at one point, you'll start doing something in your offense. The next thing you know, they switch it. And this is all based on personnel and knowing your team. So this is going to be a little bit more advanced. You won't see that early in basketball. That's just something I wanted to touch though. And then you have junk defenses where they do all different types of things. They double team you, they switch, they try to put a taller player on a shorter player or a shooter, and all these different things are happening. That's another one that you have to recognize, especially when you're sitting on the bench, and you might be able to tell your coach if they don't recognize it. But I don't recommend that because coaches are always right. Anyway, the one that I hate the most for younger kids that are really good is the boxing one. You got one guy chasing, and then you have another player ready to not necessarily trap, but just make sure that kid can't dribble past a certain point. So they'll usually have to pick up the ball, give it to someone else, and then they go back into their boxing one because the other players can't dribble past those people either. And it's just kind of a stagnant offense going on when your coach doesn't know how to break it or how to move players around, or your players don't understand basketball and they can't move. So understanding that also will help you in the future if you're one of those really good players coming along in the game of basketball. So these are the defenses that you have to look for, and this is going to help you. I talk about defense first because a lot of people overlook defense, and a lot of us still can't play defense, but don't worry, basketball, you want me to get you better at that too. So now we're going to talk about offense, and this is going to help you understand where you fit in someone's offense so that you can score some points. All right. So a couple offenses that we're going to talk about. You got motion offense. Motion offense focuses on constant player movement, passing, and cutting to create scoring opportunities. It emphasizes reading the defense and making quick decisions based on the movements of your teammates and the defenders. Okay. So that's very simple. It keeps moving. It helps when, again, you don't know or your team doesn't know how to play together. Pick and roll offense. We see it in the NBA all day long. So you're very familiar with it, but even though you see it, you have to train it continuously because of the reads that need to be made. So pick and roll offense involves one player setting a screen or a pick. You'll hear that different terminology. And I'm going to go over some ABCs with you here in another video. So be sure to check out that one. That'll be a part 3 coming. And then for a teammate handling the ball. Okay, so the pick and roll offense involves one player setting a screen for a teammate handling the ball. The ball handler uses the screen to create separation from the defender, and he or she drives to the basket or passes to the teammate who is popping out, rolling away, and there's different types of rolls out of the pick and roll, but let's just say he's rolling or he's popping, okay? And that'll help you understand how to make a decision off of that as well, okay? Then there's just the fast break offense, okay? Some teams like to play fast, depending on what side of the country or world you're on. Fast break offense emphasizes quick transition plays where the team tries to move the ball up the court as fast as possible as they get a defensive stop or a turnover. That player pushes the ball up the court, looking for scoring opportunities before the defense can actually get set up in a defense that I talked about earlier. Then you have the infamous, most famous triangle offense. The triangle offense is a system that focuses on spacing, ball movement, and player movement. It involves 3 players forming a triangle on one side of the court with continuous player rotations and options for post-ups, cuts, and outside shooting. Okay, so you've seen that one. That one is a little bit more outdated because the game isn't so position based now, and we have big men stepping out for 3. So it can be a revolutionary offense again if someone puts a little bit of tweak now that you can have bigs playing a guard spot. But anyway, that's another video for another time. Then we have Princeton offense. You ever been to Princeton? Do you guys know where Princeton is? Pretty high level Ivy League with a good basketball history. Anyway, the Princeton offense is characterized by constant motion, backdoor cuts, and intelligent passing. See, I told you, very smart, right? Very smart school. So the intelligent passing part is key. It involves players moving off screen, setting picks, and exploiting mismatches to create scoring opportunities. Now, you're starting to see a trend as we talk about successful offenses. A lot of it has to do with moving without the ball. A lot of it has to do with understanding mismatches. And you won't understand this if you don't watch film, okay? So you have to watch film, okay? Another offense that I'm going to talk about is the flex offense. The flex offense is based on continuous off-ball screens and cuts. It aims to create open shots and post-up opportunities by utilizing screens and cuts in a pattern sequence. So this one is very structured, and you have to move a very particular way to get the certain option that you want. Okay, flex offense has been known to be very successful, and it's something that people go to again when they need to move their players and they don't understand how to move in a unity of that type of group. Very cohesive, right? And then we're just going to give you this one, and then we're going to leave you be basketball you. The dribble drive offense. You see it in the NBA. You see it with some of the top teams in the country and college. And then you see it with some of the most winning programs in the high school nation, right? Dribble drive offense focuses on aggressive dribble penetration to collapse the defense and create opportunities for drives to the basket, kickouts to the open shooters, and dump off passes to the teammates near the basket. Now that dump off pass usually is a lob pass, and the reason why I know that is because the school that I coach at does it, and I am coaching with the originator and the creator of the offense. So it is great and it works when you have the good athletes that know how to make reads. And again, all of these offenses will be ran at some point somewhere that you go. You have to learn it, understand where you fit in, and understand how you can get your money, man. Basketball U, we are done for today. These are the cheat codes of basketball. And if you don't know, now you know. But if you don't know this, someone's always working. Are you?